Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is the 424th Rome Total War Brotherhood game that I've put onto YouTube. Straight away you'll see this is fought on a custom map, and our first teammate is a player who's called himself Chinrizig, but is in fact Scorpion King SR. The Scorpion King SR has got 11 infantry, 4 archers and 5 cavalry. Okay, our next teammate is Brotherhood member Lando, and Lando has got 9 infantry, 6 archers and 5 cavalry. Okay, 9 infantry, 6 archers, 5 cavalry. Okay, our next teammate is myself, Spartan Commander, who has unusually bought the Carthage faction, and I have got 15 Sacred Band Spearmen and 3 Balearic Slingers. And our last teammate is Brotherhood member Lee, and Lee has got 14 infantry, 5 cavalry and a cavalry general, armoured cavalry general. So have a look at the upgrades on his cavalry, and he's just got 6 upgrades: gold shield, gold attack. So there's our team. Let's say he's got the old school cavalry general there. This should be a great battle for you to watch. I hope you enjoy it. Okay, at this stage of the battle, I thought we'd have a look at my old Sacred Band formation. Just pause the game for a second. Okay, so years and years ago, when players first used Greek cities, they used them as a defensive role. But when they saw that they had great attacking specifications, people started to use Greek cities in an attacking fashion. And at the time, the Brotherhood, with mostly Roman armies, find it difficult to beat this new Greek city strategy of attacking rather than being in defence. So after we lost one battle against a team which had bought the Greek cities, I went into the custom area and actually built a Carthage army, or several Carthage armies I experimented with, and different formations to try and combat the Greek cities' aggressive attacking tactics that they just started to use. And this army is the one that I found suited me best. So this is probably about a 13-year-old army and formation. Be interesting to see how well it does on a modern day battlefield. At this stage of the battle, I just thought I'd point out that Lee, Brotherhood member Lando, and RTW player Scorpion King SR are 3 of the most aggressive attacking players on Rome Total War. And there I am stuck with these 3, so I'm thinking that that these 3 are probably going to take the battle to the enemy straight away, and I will probably follow them in. So it'll be interesting to see how aggressive these 3 are. And here is the other team. We have Brotherhood member Mars, who's unusually bought the Seleucid faction. I'd just like to have a look at his army here. If you notice, he's got 10 Silver Shield Legionnaires. Very unusual. But let's have a look at the upgrades. Oh my gosh, fully upgraded Silver Shield Legionnaires. 3 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. It'll be interesting to see how well these Legionnaires perform on the modern day battlefield against good opposition. 10 there, fully upgraded Silver Shield Legionnaires. So an interesting army build there. I see he's got 4 archers there, and I think he's got 2 companion cavalry and 3 heavy chariots there. Okay, so 2 companion cavalry, 3 heavy chariots. If you remember, the chariots got really great attacking specifications. They bring a big fear factor to take away the morale of enemy troops and make them more susceptible to routing, but they do run amok, and if they run amok, they seem to be more powerful than they are in normal mode, and they kill both friend and foe alike. So they can be a menace to both friend and foe when they run amok. So it's always a double-edged sword bringing chariots. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. So that's an interesting army build there. It'll be interesting to see how well this experimental Seleucid army does during the course of the battle. Their second teammate is Brotherhood member Bark. Now Bark has got 11 infantry, 3 archers and 5 cavalry, plus a unit you don't see very often on the 31k battlefield, and that is, have a close-up look, and that is Samnite Gladiators. Okay, you don't see Samnite Gladiators on the modern day battlefield much, and if you notice, he's incorporated that Samnite Gladiator unit in his Pilar Shield unit. So it'll be interesting to see if they soak up the Pilars pretty good there. So there's Bark's army, an interesting army build there. Their next teammate is Brotherhood member Mad King. Now Mad King has got the bog standard 31k Roman army of 14 infantry and 6 cavalry. Okay, newer players for Rome Total War, that is the bog standard 31k Roman army, 14 infantry and 6 cavalry. Okay, very good army build there. That's why it's the normal 31k Roman army build, because it's so efficient. And their last teammate is brother member Steve Longshanks, and Steve has got 12 Spartan units and 6 long-range Cretan archers. So there's the enemy team. It should be a great battle for you to watch, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, at this very early stage of the battle, I thought we'd have a look at Scorpion King Esau's army. Now remember, he has no saved armies. He builds his armies custom built for every battle, and if you notice, he's got 4 archer units in close formation. He knew he would be facing Seleucid, but I think he thought he would be facing the Silver Shield Spearmen, which of course are very susceptible to archer damage. That's why he's got those 4 archers in close formation, because I think he thought he was going to do a lot of damage to the Seleucid pikemen. But of course, because Mars has bought the Legionnaires, obviously he hasn't got that target to go for, so he may well have to target the Seleucid archers, or he may well target the Legionnaires. Now notice here, can you see, now Mars knows that the team opposite them are very aggressive players here, but instead of backing off and let the enemy come to them, giving them the initiative, if you notice here, Mars is moving forward towards our team here. Mars is kind of grabbing the initiative here and moving forward in a very aggressive attacking way there with his army. Okay, now remember, those Silver Shield Legionnaires of Mars are fully upgraded units. Okay, 3 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. Okay, so it'll be interesting to see how well they do, as I say, against good players here. Scorpion King here is actually doing a tactical withdrawal here, moving back there from Mars. The only thing I would say about Mars, if he keeps moving forward, newer players for Rome Total War, can you see what could happen if Mars keeps moving forward? Here, if you have a look at the battlefield in general, what do you think could happen if he keeps moving forward? Okay, let's just pause the game for a second. If he keeps moving forward, can you see he's quite isolated from his teammates? And both Scorpion King SR and Lando may well try to attack him, because I say, look at the distance. Lando and Scorpion King SR, make no mistake, they'll be waiting for him to move forward a little bit more, and they will hit him. So, but Mars looks like he's stopped there, because he probably can realise what realises what the danger is there. Meanwhile, over on our left flank, you can see that Lee is moving his SBQR army towards my Carthage Sacred Band units there. Okay, so don't forget, my Carthage Sacred Band army there is built for one purpose and one purpose only, and that is to take on the Greek city units there. Okay, so don't forget, this is an anti-Greek city formation and army. I don't want to get bogged down fighting Roman infantry, enemy Roman infantry, if I can help it. I just want to take on the Greek cities with this formation, so I should be holding that formation back until I can actually engage the Greek cities. Of course, if I need to move in to help my allies, I will, but ideally it's just there to fight the Greek city army. Okay, now you can see, like we said, both Lando and Scorpion King SR moving forward. Mars has seen the danger and is now doing a tactical withdrawal. Good move there by Mars. He doesn't want to stand around there to get hit by 2 Roman armies. He's doing a really good movement there and withdrawing his army. But if you notice, he's still quite a long way from any allied infantry support there. Can you see his nearest ally is the Julii troops? And look, there's quite a big gap between him and the Julii army if these 2 SBQR attacking players decide to attack him. Okay, so as I say, Mars has done the right thing in pulling back there, but he is still quite a long way from his allies if there was maybe like a lightning attack by these 2 SBQR, as I say, very attacking players there. You can see here Lee's moving his SBQR army across, and if you notice, Mad King here is moving his Brute army towards Lee's. Okay, also Mad King's got his cavalry just there, maybe ready to charge in if he needs to. But as I say, the other team aren't standing back, letting our team grab the initiative, letting our team be the attacking team. If you notice, the other team there are being quite aggressive on both flanks. Right, can you see the Brute cavalry looking like he's charging? It wouldn't surprise me if he stopped and pulled that cavalry charge back, because the SBQR infantry is settled. Okay, he didn't want to charge cavalry in there because he'd lost a lot of men to pile damage. But as you can see, Mad King with his Brute army, very aggressive here towards Lee's SBQR army. And this is another battle of 2 flanks. Okay, then there's loads of pilots being thrown in by both armies here. But as I say, this battle, remember the other battle we watched the other week? It was a battle of two flanks, and this is another battle of two flanks here. Okay, so it's difficult to get the filming in to get all the action for you, but I will try to do the best I can here. Okay, can you see Scorpion King here moving one of his cavalry units forward to try and take out the Seleucid archers there? Once again, nice aggressive move there by Scorpion King, straight into those Seleucid archers. Now, whether the Seleucid cavalry will come to the rescue of them or not, I don't know, but I notice that Mars is moving his infantry forward now towards that SBQR cavalry unit. Don't forget, there's a lot of our SBQR allies archers shooting at the Seleucids at the moment. You can see Lando there, archers there are shooting, I would think, at the Silver Shield Legionnaires, or they may be targeting the Seleucid archers. The way they're angled there, I think they're probably targeting the Seleucid archers there. Of course, if they can take the Seleucid archers out, then they're free then of getting any archer casualties, and they can concentrate on the Seleucid infantry. You see the SBQR cavalry, they're coming across looking to take out the archers again, but Mars has moved his infantry forward once again there to support his archers. Okay, so as I said, don't forget those Silver Shield Legionnaires, really unusually fully upgraded troops there. As I say here, Lee and Mad King facing off each other here, I think. This could be, as I say, Mad King can be very aggressive, and we know Lee is very aggressive here, so it wouldn't surprise me if there's quite a big battle here on our left flank. See that cavalry unit charging in, and bang! Another Brutio cavalry unit charging in, and bang! Once again there. Let's say, let's just pause the game for a second. So as you can see here, Lee looks like he can take his cavalry around the flank, but as you can see, the Brutio general really charging in with his infantry and cavalry there, being extremely aggressive towards Lee. If you notice here, he's alt-attacked with his Brutio cavalry. They're using those heavy swords against the infantry, but if I was him, I'd pull that cavalry back out now, because the chances are you lose a lot of cavalry if you fight them against infantry. Right, can you see here, I'm facing the Greek Cites army. Okay, so I've done what I wanted to. I've kept my infantry away from enemy Roman infantry or any other enemy infantry, and I'm looking to hit Greek cities. Okay, you can see Bark's got his cavalry, and the chariots, the Seleucid chariots, are in behind. But look at this mass of cavalry of Lando and Scorpion King SR's cavalry here, going to charge in to our Seleucid ally. And as that cavalry goes in, and bang, as it smashes into the Seleucid fully upgraded legionnaires. What an impact! What's that, maybe 10, 11, 12 cavalry units there, full cavalry charge bonus there, straight into those Seleucid legionnaires. What an impact. And straight away, I think at least 3 of those legionnaire units have routed with that impact. Plus you've got SBQR infantry coming in. I can see Bark's got his cavalry at the rear there, he may well charge, and you see the chariots moving in as well there. And plus you've got Bark's Julii infantry at the back of his Seleucid ally there. Meanwhile, over on our left flank here, you can see Lee has charged his SBQR cavalry into the flank of the enemy Brutio infantry here. And this is a real tussle here on our left flank between Lee and Mad King. If you notice here, I'm moving my Carthage Sacred Band over. Obviously, as I said earlier, I'm looking just to use that army to take Greek cities on, but if my ally needs help, of course, I will use my Sacred Band Spearmen to help my ally if I can. If you notice there, I'm coming in on the flank of the enemy Brutio general there with my spears. Okay, now I can see Steve moving his Greek city units over. Now he may well not want to engage my Carthage Sacred Band at this time, and might want to go through his own allies' infantry and try and take out our SBQR ally. Now remember those 6 long-range Cretan archers, look at the fire arrows that they are shooting into my Carthage Sacred Band. The volume of those arrows hitting my Sacred Band, causing casualties and also dropping the morale of my troops. I've got slingers that are trying to neutralise those 6 Cretan archers there. I'm aiming at those Cretan archers with my slingers, but of course, as you can see, I'm outnumbered 6-3. So as I say, my infantry is going to have to carry on taking those fire arrows as I'm moving forward here to help my my allies' infantry. Meanwhile, over on our right flank and right centre, don't forget we are the purple SBQR. That's Lando and Scorpion King SR. The enemy are the red Julii and, of course, the Seleucid units here. So just at a glance there, you can see the enemy are Seleucid and red, and we are the purple. So you can see the numbers there and the position of the units quite easily over on our right flank and right centre. Okay, I see two of those Seleucid chariots have just run amok, but luckily for the enemy team, they've run amok amongst our army. Now make no mistake, those run amok chariots will be chopping down our men left, right and centre as they're going round and round and round, killing them here. Right, you can see that Julii cavalry charging down, bang, as that Julii cavalry smashed straight in there. And if you notice our allies, see that chariot there flashing red, that means it's run amok there. If you notice there, can you see the troops that chariot's throwing up into the air as it's going around in circles there, killing our troops there just run amok. But we've also, can you also see with that enemy Julii cavalry charge, one of our SBQR generals, I think it's Lando's general, has just been routed. Okay, let's just pause the game for a second there. And yes, Lando's general has just been routed. Okay, so that's a general morale bonus has gone from our team there. But as I say, the enemy are the red and the Seleucid, and we are the purple on that flank. Meanwhile, over on our left flank here, you can see, like we thought, Steve is moving his Greek cities through his allies' Brutii troops into the enemy SBQR troops there. So Lee at the moment is facing Brutii troops, and those Greek city troops are moving forward into him here. Plus you can see Mad King has got his cavalry in behind Lee's infantry there. Most of Lee's cavalry have now been routed. Okay, I see Mars has brought some of his Seleucid cavalry over here to help on this flank. Nice bit of teamwork there by Mars. But as you can see, it looks to me like most of Lee's cavalry, if not all of it, has been routed, and the enemy cavalry are in behind Lee's position here. And don't forget, I can't emphasise how much the volume of fire arrows are being shot into my Carthage sacred band here. Panic by fire, they're lowering the morale of my troops, plus of course causing casualties. I've got my chariots, my slingers there targeting those archers as fast as I can. But as you can see, the volume of fire arrows coming into me is absolutely phenomenal, really. As I say, you can see the enemy Greek city units and the enemy Brutii units routing several of our SBQR allies' units there. But also you can see my Carthage sacred band moving from flank. They are moving from the right flank over to the left flank there, ready to engage the Greek city units. But meanwhile, over on our right flank and right centre here, as I say, don't forget, Scorpion King and Lando are our team. They're the purple SBQR, and the enemy are the Seleucid and the Julii units here. Okay, you see some of the Seleucid units are in Testudo, but as you can see, the numbers there, it looks to me like maybe our SBQR allies there have got the numbers there against the enemy team. But it'll be interesting to see there over on that flank. There's a lot of enemy Julii cavalry still on the battlefield there. But I've noticed that Scorpion King SR has got some cavalry in behind Bark's infantry. You may well target Bark's general there from the rear. But you can see a lot of our cavalry units have been routed. But meanwhile, over here on our left flank and left centre, remember the enemy over on this side are the green and Greek cities. Right, now notice how my army now are crashing into those Greek city units. Can you see the impact of the units throwing troops up into the air? That's the impact of the Greek cities and the Carthage sacred band smashing into each other there. See the troops being thrown up into the air there by the impact of those units hitting each other. Okay, now at this time, with my Carthage sacred band army, all I'm doing is tapping on every unit to attack over and over again. Okay, I'm not trying to let any unit stop. I'm tapping on each one. My battlefield awareness tends to go down a little bit at this stage because all I'm doing is just tapping on the units, attack, attack, attack. That's all I'm doing there. And if you notice there, can you see my Carthage sacred band are making inroads into that Greek city formation there, just through thorough aggressive attacking there. Don't forget, the enemy are the green Brutii, and my ally is Lee's army is purple there. But meanwhile, over on our right flank and right centre, as I say, it's a battle of two flanks here. You can see a lot of the Seleucid units have been routed at this stage. And as I say here, you can see, don't forget, we are the purple there. I know I've said this several times, but you can see maybe is that Scorpion King SR. He may well be looking to get infantry units around the rear. But as I say, you notice that Scorpion King SR has got his SBQR cavalry in behind Bark's infantry. He may well smash into the rear of one of those units there. Say he's charging forward with some of his infantry units. They're going to throw their pilers in. There's a bit of pilot exchanging going on there. In fact, it looks like it's almost raining pilers at this stage. But if you notice here, can you see the Scorpion King going to charge his cavalry into the rear of that Julio unit and get ready and bang as it smashes in there, routing that unit on impact. He's going through that routed unit into the rear of another Julio unit, and he's routed that unit too. Really nice tactical cavalry hit there by Scorpion King SR. That was a nice hit there. But as you can see, Bark has got some of his Julio units onto the flank of the enemy SBQR troops, plus he's got cavalry in behind them, ready to charge him. Okay, let's go back over to the left flank and left centre. As you can see here, as I said earlier, my Carthage Sacred Band formation and army there is forcing its way into the Greek city formation, routing a lot of those Greek city units. Don't forget, all the time here I'm tapping on units, attack, attack, attack. I'm trying not to let any of them stop. I'm trying to keep the momentum going of every one of those Carthage Sacred Band units. Knowing how tough the Greek cities are, you need to keep attacking all the time with your units here, pressing into those Greek city units. Steve's still moving his archers around, looking for tactical positioning with his archers here to try and target the rear of my units if he can. Meanwhile, my SBQR ally over here, Lee, is fighting a real tough battle there with Brotherhood member Mad King. Okay. As I say, Steve's moving his archery units around there, looking for a more tactical position to shoot his arrows into me. Meanwhile, over on our right flank and right centre, you can see here that Scorpion King is attacking the enemy Julio troops here with his infantry. More pilots being thrown in. You can see Bark, I think, has got the cavalry advantage maybe at this time, although there's some SBQR cavalry charging in and bang as they charge into the rear of that Seleucid and Julio engaged unit there. But if you notice here, Bark is now counter-attacking with his cavalry. I think our Brutii allies just lost his general. Okay, so there's a situation here on our left flank and left centre. So I think Bark's doing quite well with his Julio infantry. But over here now, my Sacred Band units have routed most of the Greek city units. Okay, and my slingers are still targeting those Cretan archers. But now you can see I'm turning my Sacred Band units towards the Greek city's general. I want to take out that Greek city's general if I can. Here comes Lando's cavalry. Nice bit of support and bang into those Cretan archers that have been shooting into me for ages. Okay, we've just killed the Greek city's general. Okay, so I've just taken out the Greek city's army now. I've got two choices. I can run over here to help Lee against Mad King's infantry, okay, or I can up spears and run all the way over here to what might be the make or break part of the battle here, SBQR, our SBQR ally against Julio there. Which do you think you'd do? Do you think you'd run over to help Lee against Mad King, or would you up spears and run over here to this part of the battlefield? Which do you think you would do? Okay, so what I've decided at this stage of the battle, I've up spears. I'm going to run my infantry over there as fast as I can. But I'm going to leave my slingers here. And can you guess what I'm trying to target? Yeah, I'm targeting the Brutii general. Okay, I'm shooting loads of slingshots into that Brutii general. There's only 11 men left in that Brutii general's unit. And I'd like to take them out if I could with my slingers. But I'm going to move my spearmen. I've up spears and I'm running over to attack the rear of those enemy troops. Okay, if you notice the enemy have got Julii cavalry in behind our SBQR ally there, and is really pressing home with those cavalry straight into the rear, as I say, of our allies' SBQR units there. Probably looking to try and take out Scorpion King SR's general there is probably what Bark would like to do at this stage of the battle. There's a close-up of the fight in there. As I say, the aim I would have thought of what Bark would like to do, as I say, he's charging that cavalry in again, and bang as that cavalry charges in again, smashing in, looking to try and take out that SBQR general if he can, but he just didn't have the numbers to be able to do that. Now meanwhile, my very tired Sacred Band spearmen have got over here now after fighting a fierce battle with Greek cities and running all the way over here. They're one stage up of being exhausted, so their morale will be low and their battle proficiency will be low as well. Remember, the more tired or exhausted your troops get, the lower the morale they have and the less battle proficiency they have as well here. As you can see, I'm pushing in there, looking to go for the two generals, the Seleucid general and the Julii general there. I see I think Islando's brought some more of his cavalry units back over from the other flank. And bang, as they charge into those engaged Julii troops, they're trying to take them out. But as I say here, I'm moving forward with my Sacred Band Spearmen here, pushing forward harder into those enemy Julii troops, and of course a Seleucid general there as well. Okay, meanwhile over on our right flank, Mad King has successfully beaten our ally Lee. Okay, but Mad King's got some very battle damaged units left. He suffered a heck of a lot of casualties fighting Lee there, so it's not a lot of units to be able to bring over to the fray, I don't think. Obviously, you'd like to bring them over and attack the rear of our engaged troops, but they're so battle damaged, I'm not sure if they will make a difference at this particular stage of the battle. But as you can see here, I'm pushing forward with my spearmen. As I say, I want to take out the Seleucid general if I can. If you look in amongst all those troops there, you can see the Seleucid general. There he is there. See the arrow on the Seleucid general there. I'm pushing forward into him, but I'm actually aiming for the Julii general there. Okay, so we've just taken out the Seleucid general. I'll now push through those Seleucid troops into the Julii general there. That's where I want to push. I want to push through into that Julii general. Remember, my troops are exhausted or extremely tired, very tired, which means, as I say, their battle proficiency will be low and their morale will be low. Looks like Lando and Scorpion King SR have routed the rest of the Julii troops here. Okay, there's some more Julii infantry looking to join the fray. But over here on our right flank and right centre, look at the intensity of the fighting here. This is how intense it's been on our right flank and right centre. If you look, you can see the wreckage of chariots in amongst the dead. But if you just look at the piles of dead here, it just goes to show how tough the battle was here on our right flank and right centre. So that just goes, as I say, goes to show how intense. And then look, hardly any dead in between. Then when we move over to the other flank, you can see here the piles of dead here, just to show how intense the battle was on this flank as well. Let's say that it was a battle of two flanks, like the other battle we watched the other week there. You can see there a big cavalry battle there had gone on, and once again there's a cavalry and infantry battle here, another little one there. But as you can see, there's a gap of dead between the two flanks there, because this was certainly another battle of two flanks. So to say there, we've I think that's the Julii general has just been taken out there, and there's just a couple of Julii infantry units left at this stage of the of the battle there. So we're moving forward into those Julii units there, and it wouldn't surprise me if they admitted defeat there, which I think they just, as I say, there's one Julii unit left. Bang! As those units charge into each other, and that last Julii unit has now actually been routed now, I think. So our team has managed to go on and win the battle there. Okay, it was an average victory. I was surprised at that. I thought it would have been a close one. I don't know what you thought as you were watching the battle there. I thought it definitely would have been a close battle there, but no, it was an average one there. And that old Spartan army of mine, that old Carthage army of mine there, managed to get the highest kills, 1,796. So I say, for an old army like that, I think to get kills on the modern day battlefield against really good players, I'm really pleased with the way that army performed there. As I say, that formation and army has done me well actually all over the years. As I say, Mars, I thought with his experimental Seleucid army, I thought he got good kills there. 937 might not be the kills that he wanted, but I thought he did good. Bark and Mad King did well. Steve probably didn't get the kills he wanted with his Greek city units either. But just like I say, really well played to Mars, really well played to Bark, really well played to Mad King, and really well played to Steve Longshanks. Well done, guys. And if you just look at the kills here, my Sacred Band units didn't do too badly. I mean, nothing really outstanding there, I don't think. But the surprise was, look at my Balearic Slingers. Believe it or not, they've got 481 kills between them. 481 kills there, my Balearic Slingers have got, which is absolutely amazing, really, isn't it? I mean, that's good kills, I think, for Slingers. So really well done to them. I'm glad I bought those Slingers in that old army. So I was quite pleased, as I say, with the performance of that old army. I just like to say, really well played to Brotherhood member Lee, Brotherhood member Lando, and RTW player Scorpion King SR. Really well played, guys. I hope you enjoyed this battle. Please leave a comment if you like. Spartan Commander saying bye for now.